Hello, good morning. How are you? 7 reasons why being an over-the-road trucker is an awesome career choice. Yeah, hey, a lot of people are looking at trucking. I was going to say these days, but in general, a lot of people look at trucking and they want to know the good, the bad. So don't worry, there will be a follow-up video to this also. So we're going to talk about 7 reasons why being an over-the-road trucker is an awesome career choice. And I know a lot of you are thinking like, Josh, have you been kidnapped? Is there something going on over there? Look, the longer you're in a truck, the easier it is to become an angry old man. It's the natural cycle. It just happens to all of us. So, I don't think trucking is all bad. I do have my days. But if you're somebody that's, just looking into it, you might want to know what's good about it. And you might want to know what's bad about it. So like I said, there will be a follow-up video explaining, the things that are not so great in my humble opinion. And this has to do with over-the-road trucking, because that is the realm I live in. Anybody doing local, regional, things like that, that's their wheelhouse. They know the pros and cons of that. Me being the road warrior that I am, I know about over-the-road trucking. So we will definitely talk about that. Give me a minute. I'm just waking up. It was a rough one, boy. We didn't get to bed till like 6:30 this morning, and it's about I don't even know what time it is right now. I'm just waiting for my 10-hour break to be over, and we'll be getting out there. So, hey, let's go ahead and get to it and talk about some positive things with being an over-the-road trucker. We live in such a weird world where the economy is like flying high, everybody's doing well, and then we all get smashed into the ground, and then we're wondering what the hell we're going to do next. And a lot of times people look at trucking. Why do people look at trucking? Because it's got a super low barrier of entry. It's like a 3-week school. I think it's been 10 years since I've been to trucking school, but it was 3 weeks. I went in that classroom knowing absolutely nothing about trucks and trucking. 3 weeks later, I had a CDL, which meant I was officially a truck driver at that point. So that's actually maybe a point I forgot to put on here. Hey, you get a bonus 8th point. Very low barrier of entry, and next thing you know, you're in a position where you can make, you know, $60,000 out the gate. Maybe a little less, give or take. But when you think about that in terms of college, going to college, getting a degree, I mean, you're in there for 2 years, 4 years, 6 figures, $100,000 in debt, and you're going to be lucky in some fields to even touch that $60,000 range per year, just starting out in a lot of career fields. So I actually didn't even write that down, but hey, bonus 8th point right off the bat. Very low barrier of entry. So if you're really desperate and you're like, well, I need to turn my life around within the next month, trucking, get your CDL, and next thing you know, you're out there in a truck within 3 weeks. Hey, as long as you pay attention in class, pass your test, you've got a CDL and you're ready to get out on the road there with your new trucking company. So how about that? Didn't even know I was going to put that point in there. But the first point that I did write down that I wanted to talk about is travel. You get to see the country. Some of you guys are going, Josh, blink twice if you need help, because I have made fun of this thing so many times. What I don't think is that trucking companies should take credit for that and write it down as like a bullet point as a perk for working for them specifically. You know, if a company is telling you all the reasons to go work for them, and they are an over-the-road trucking company, and they go, you get to see the country. Yeah, no kidding. That's part of the job, and I don't think they get to take credit for that. But for me, when I was a young man, I had never went more than 500 miles away from my home. Not ever, not once. I had not seen this country, and I have been to every part of it now. And it was not Alaska, not Hawaii. I figure that goes without saying, but if I didn't put that in there, you'll have a smartass in the comments going, no, this guy's trying to convince us all he drove a truck to Hawaii. No, I'm not. I've never been to Hawaii. But, I forgot what I was saying with that. But, for me, when I was younger, it was a fun thing to get out here and just be in different parts of the country every day. It was absolutely terrifying, and that's one of the things I value in life. When you're scared of it, there might be some value there. It might be worth pursuing. So, me being a bitter, angry old trucker now, it's like, travel, who cares? It doesn't matter. But when you're young and you're just getting out here, that's one of the coolest parts about it, is you are all over the country. There are negative counterpoints to everything I'm saying. Next video, don't worry. Money. I guess that kind of goes in with that first bonus point that I made. It's fairly easy. I wouldn't say necessarily that you're going to get out here and you're going to make 60 grand in your first year. You could. You absolutely could. You find the right company, you get a good dispatcher, and you're out there and you're doing a good job on your part. You're understanding how to maximize your profits out here and make the most money you can in the hours we have per week. You could hit that 60,000, but you know, even coming in at 50,000 in normal jobs is hard to make. You know, you're doing retail or fast food or something like that. It can be very difficult to make that 50 grand. So coming in out the gate, swinging, you can make that $50,000. But what's really cool is there's many different ways you can be an over-the-road truck driver. And I do this for everyone that's new here. I forget what's happening in my own head a lot, so I apologize for that. But you can easily, after time and sort of figuring out your path out here, you can start to get closer to that, you know, $100,000 a year mark. I know plenty of people that do it, that have specialized in things, and they've done that 100 grand. I've been a little bit lazier in my career. I'm not gonna lie at all about that. Where maybe I'm not making the money that I could, selling myself a little bit short sometimes. But if you're not afraid to get out here and just go after things, I mean, you're talking six-figure incomes if you find that path to doing it. So money, above a lot of other career choices out there, you can make pretty good money as a truck driver. The commute as an over-the-road truck driver. Now, let's not kid ourselves too much here. The job is driving everywhere you go. So in a sense, the entire thing is a commute, right? You're always driving somewhere. But the commute from your bed to your job is about the easiest in the world. It's just right back there. The bed, right back here, behind that curtain. And that's really nice because you roll out of bed, you're not worried about fighting traffic to get to your job. You fight traffic as your job, but to get to your job, you're not worried about that whatsoever. So where in a normal job, you got to be at the office. I don't know. Do people still go to offices? I'm not really sure. But let's say hypothetically, you got to be at the office by 8 a.m. It's in a city somewhere. You live an hour away because an apartment in the city next to your job is $4,000 a month for a one-bedroom studio. So you live out of town an hour away where the apartment's still very expensive. It's $2,000. It's half the price, but it's still incredibly expensive. But it's the only way you can make it work. So to be in the office by 8 a.m., you're getting up at like 5 in the morning, you know, and then let's say you get off work at 6 p.m. You know, traffic is crazy. You're not even back in your house till 8 p.m. Well, that's all eliminated here. You get up for the day and you get up here. Oh, damn, I've arrived at work. I'm here. And then at the end of the day, everything's all done. You just pull this little curtain closed, because this one, I leave this one open at night. Some people have asked, why is your curtain closed in these newer videos? I just think it looks better for the camera instead of looking at my bed. I kind of was starting to really hate that look on the camera. But you pull this little curtain around right here, across the front of your windshield, and you're done. You have finished your day. So even though we've got longer hours than your traditional jobs, by the time it's all said and done, we probably break even, you know, 14 hours a day if we run a really long day, and we're from our bed all the way back to our bed. We're probably somewhere in that same range, because a job, you know, you're gonna do 9 hours there and then 10, 11, 12, you're at least a good 12 hours into it by the time you get a commute and everything. You get a shower, all that stuff. You're probably pretty close to the truck driver's average hours in a day doing a traditional job. And you've got all the stress of being stuck in traffic and just wasting your time for free. So the commute here as a truck driver is really, really nice. The next point I want to talk about is working alone and no office politics. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's my favorite part. That is my favorite part, honestly. I get up, it's just me, all by myself. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, they've assigned me a load, I'm doing everything I need to do to make sure I'm getting there to pick it up and deliver it. There is no one in the world for me to talk to that I don't want to. I just mind my business. There is just... it's you all by yourself, just doing what you need to do. So it's a very grown-up job, I guess. If you're the kind of person that needs to be told when to get going, or you need help figuring out how to, you know, get from point A to point B, obviously this wouldn't be a good fit for you. But for people that just like to just work by themselves and mind their own business, it's very cool. And like I said, the no office politics part, I mean, aside from you fighting with yourself and your own brain because you're just sitting here by yourself, you know, you're not competing with like a backstabbing shithead that's doing their best to like make you look bad so that they can get that next promotion that's, you know, a 40-cent raise, but they want that 40 cents, so they're willing to mess with you as much as they can to, you know, do that. You do not deal with any of the office politics type of stuff in this job. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to have bad interactions with people. We sometimes have to deal with the office staff in our jobs, and they're thinking something and we're thinking something else. As a matter of fact, I'm in the middle of a full-on argument with my dispatcher right now, and I don't really care too much, but sometimes you have to deal with those things. And security guards, you know, when you're checking in and out of a place, they can be a real pain in the ass. They absolutely can be, but the vast majority of your time is just you sitting here all by yourself, without having to worry about if the guy next to you is plotting something to try to make your job harder. That's the thing I always hated with working in offices, was there's always somebody trying to like do underhanded things to make themselves look better or make someone look worse. You're just not really dealing with that. The metrics that you're judged on as a trucker are very, very simple things. Safety, are you getting in accidents, getting tickets, things like that? If the answer to those things is no, you're a pretty good driver. Your appointment times, are you getting there on time or are you getting there late? If the vast majority of the time you're getting there on time, hey, you're a good truck driver, and that's all that you need to know. You know, you're not wrecking the truck and you're where you're supposed to be. Fantastic. That's all you need to worry about, is if you're getting it done. Next point is flexible schedule. I know that sounds weird. A lot of people that do watch this channel are truckers also, and the schedules can be very demanding. Like this morning, I wasn't even done till 6:30 in the morning, and I'm not used to doing that, obviously, but sometimes you just have to. So the schedule can be very demanding, but at the same time, I'm very much ahead of what I have going on now. So my 10-hour break is about to be up in 2 minutes, right? Required 10-hour break we got to take every day. It's about to be up in about 2 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and get rolling down the road. But if I didn't want to, with what I have to do on this next load, I just wouldn't. If I just felt like, you know what, I'm going to go back to bed for a couple hours, say my alarm went off this morning and I just wasn't feeling like getting up, just turn it off. It'd be fine, or set it for a couple hours later. As long as you're making your appointment times the time you're supposed to, everything else is completely up to you. And no one cares. No one cares if you stop and you have lunch and for some reason it takes you 3 hours. I've done that before. I'll stop. Casinos have a lot of truck parking. I'll stop at a casino. They've got a blackjack table. I love me some blackjack. Next thing I know, 3-4 hours have gone by. Oh, guess I'll get back to work. Nice middle of the day break, you know, and go do something. Hey, that's okay, as long as you're getting where you're getting where you're supposed to go. In most companies, they're not going to call you and ask you what you're doing or why have you been at this place for this long. if everything is lining up where it looks like, oh yeah, he's fine to get there on time. Now, if you're the kind of guy that's late to things, then they see you stopped for 3 or 4 hours in the middle of the day, and there's no way you're going to make that appointment. Yeah, they're going to call. They're going to call a lot. But as long as everything's good, so much of the decision making on when you want to drive the truck, when you want to be awake, can be done by you outside of your appointment times for pickup and delivery. And you just get to decide. It's beautiful. Like yeah, maybe I want to go have breakfast. Maybe, yeah, my 10-hour break's over in a minute, but there's an actual restaurant in front of me. That's pretty rare. Steak and eggs. Maybe I just want to go have breakfast for an hour instead. Nobody's going to bother me. Nobody's going to say a word about it. And that's one of the really cool things. Goes back to this is an adult job, right? This is where you are expected to make good decisions and get things done. And that can make the schedule very flexible sometimes. This one kind of fits alone with fits together with the working alone and no office politics, but not entirely. Not entirely. What I got written down is time by yourself. Obviously, a lot of the working is by yourself, and you could be the kind of person that doesn't enjoy being by yourself. And if that's the case, then obviously this wouldn't be a good fit either. But me, I'm the kind of guy where I do enjoy some me time, right? I am an avid gamer, love playing my video games, love it. And, you know, when you are around people, you know, you live at wherever your house is and you've got family or friends or whatever these things, you may find that you had a big day planned. Like if, let's say you're a gamer, Cyberpunk 2077 big patch just came through about a week ago, and you're waiting at work, and it's that day, you're ready, and you're going to go play it, and you're all day anticipation. You can't wait to install that update, and then you're going to play the hell out of that game. But then you get home and like your friend calls you or whatever, says, hey, we're all going out to grab a few drinks. Are you in? And you don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, damn it, I had this thing planned. Okay, fine, I'm going to go hang out with my friends for a couple hours. But with this, hey, sorry, bro, I'm 1,000 miles across the country, and the Cyberpunk update came out today. I'm going to close these curtains, and I'm going to get lost in that world for like a couple hours, you know. And you get to, if you're the kind of person that just kind of enjoys hanging out by yourself and doing your own thing without a whole lot of outside influences being like, hey, you want to go do this or go do that? Those things are good too, don't get me wrong, but there's different personality types in this world, believe it or not. In trucking, you're led to believe sometimes that you can only think a certain way, but there's different personality types, and maybe you're that kind of person that likes to be by yourself, and you want to, hey, you park, there's this restaurant here, and you want to go over there, sit by yourself, have a drink, have a steak, whatever it is you like doing, and leave whenever you're ready without sitting there waiting for someone else to finish their meal, and just really, really doing your own thing. You can. Plus, the world's changed. You know, 10 years ago when I got into trucking, we probably had Uber and things like that, but all those things have improved. Uber and DoorDash and things like that. So you want some food delivered to your truck from a fancy restaurant? Hell yeah, you can do that. You want to park your truck for the weekend? You want to Uber in and check out some of the sights of the city that you're near? Hell yeah, you can do that. And you get to decide this all by yourself and just go do these things. Hey, it can be a pro or a con. Depends on your personality type. And the last point I want to talk about is plenty of options. Now, I did kind of go into this a little bit earlier when I was talking about the money portion of the video, the money that you can make here. But there are so many options out here as a truck driver. We're talking, for one, the amount of companies there are. There's so many different companies. And then the region of the country you run, you can do that. Maybe there's companies that do the western half of the country. That's it. That's all they do. You could do that. Plenty of companies that do the eastern half, or the northeast, or just down south. You have plenty of options for areas of the country you want to run. It's more of a regional type of thing. I'm an over-the-road guy, but you have that option. Then you can get into the type of trailer you want to pull, which translates to the kind of freight you want to haul. You can do a dry van trailer. That's your general goods, you know, toilet paper and PlayStation 5s and what have you. You could do a refrigerated trailer. I personally don't recommend it. That's what I do right now. It gets you in some crazy schedules, but that's a lot of food, you know, food type stuff, things you got to keep cold. So you're dealing with a lot of grocery warehouses. Not my favorite. It's just kind of where I'm at right now. You could do tanker. Hell yeah, you can haul milk, bulk milk all over the country. That'll be fun. Hey, but you can do it and whatever food grade tankers. You could do hazmat tankers. You could do, there's like a bulk, oh God, I forget what it's called, but like, dry stuff in bulk tankers and whatever. There's just so many different options for what you can do as a truck driver that sometimes it feels even a little overwhelming to me. I go, okay, what's my next move? What am I going to do? And there's just so many options as a truck driver that you get to pick and choose a lot of things. You almost get to decide your fate sometimes. So anyways, I hope that was helpful to anybody looking at trucking, wanting to get into it. Those are some of the things that I think are the best parts about being an over-the-road truck driver. There will be a follow-up video about things that I think are awful about it. Then I get to be angry old man again. I don't have to be positive in that video. I get to get real mad like I do sometimes. But hey, today I'm kind of in a good mood, I guess. You know, as good as it gets when you're an old trucker, right? As good as it gets. And I figured, hey, if I'm going to kick out a positive video talking about good points about doing this, today is my window. Today's the day. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, throw a like on the damn video for me. I'd appreciate it. And hey, we'll keep going through this crazy trucking journey together. So talk to you guys next time now. Bye.